She's definitely been an active girl.
Well, probably not since surgery, but...
Yeah, I'm out of...
Au contraire, mon frère.
Really? You've been on some dates since surgery?
Well...
Multiple dates.
Just 2.
That's multiple.
True.
More than one.
Okay, so... Yeah. I have another sugar daddy that I see once a week.
Welcome to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Here's your host, Marcus.
Welcome to another episode of Secrets of a Sugar Daddy, the #1 sugar dating podcast in the world, where we pull back the curtains on the good and the bad. And Lily...
The espionage stories of sugar dating.
Maybe, but the shocking stories
The busty
of sugar
stories.
dating. Yeah, we're going to get into that here in just a second. But if you guys have not heard, you've been living under a rock, or maybe this is your first episode, and welcome. Sugar Palooza 6 is happening, Lily. It's happening June 21st through 23rd. We've got the suite booked. It's the owner's suite.
What's a sugar palooza?
Oh, good Lord. Sugar Palooza is only the best party in Arizona, maybe the country. Well, that's maybe a stretch, but it's a lot of fun. If you haven't heard about our past parties, you have missed out. People tell me it's life-changing. Now, I don't know how life-changing it is, but there's people here who it definitely makes, who come to the parties, and it makes a huge impact on their life. They just get to meet like-minded people, hang out with some of the new friends that will be old friends forever. It's a lot of fun.
You sugar daddies need to jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah, we need sugar daddies. If you want to sponsor the party, sugar daddies, let us know at info@secretsofasugardaddy.com or contact us on Instagram. You can contact us on Patreon. Lots of ways to get in touch with us, but we are accepting sponsors now. We only have 40 tickets, so we actually downgraded from 50 to 40 because we got the owner's suite. Now, what's cool about the owner's suite, it's 2 suites in one, and so it's a huge suite. Everybody gets to mingle in the same suite, and we get our own private bartender.
Nice.
That's going to be a lot of fun. So anyway, it includes 3 days, 2 nights, accommodations here in a lovely Scottsdale, Arizona. We've got a mixer the night before. It's going to be amazing. Then we've got a pre-party at my house, a party bus that's going to take us to and from Footprint Arena, where we're going to get to see Shakira live and in person. Those hips don't lie, and they won't be lying.
I sure hope not.
Yeah.
She lied to us last time.
Yeah. Well, she postponed. And then the private suite. If you've never watched a concert from a private suite, it's like flying first class. I mean, so much room, and then you get all you can eat food and drinks. Like I said, we got our own private bartender. The bathrooms are really close. They're not crowded. And then we got the party bus taking us back to my house, where who knows where the after party will go. Those are always a wild card.
I never find out. I'm not a night owl.
Lily and Chuck are like, all right, we're going to bed.
We're out of here.
Yeah, you have no idea. Those after parties get kind of crazy.
We got logs to saw.
Yeah. And then the next day we'll have a brunch and take people to the airport that are headed home. And and then you're just going to make lifelong friends. So sugar daddies, we'd love you to be a part of this. Sugar babies, it's free for you except for your airfare. You got to get to Phoenix, Arizona. There may be a couple of them that we can find some sponsors for. Some of the sugar daddies have, miles and perks and things like that. But I can't guarantee that, but I can guarantee you it's going to be a party you will never forget, right, Lily?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if you are a Patreon member, you get priority judging, which is fantastic. Free to become a Patreon member. Go to patreon.com/Secrets of a Sugar Daddy podcast. Now, if you're a tier member, opens up the entire site. You get access to all the extra sugars and episodes before anybody else. We post exclusive
most of the time
videos and photos. What are you talking about most of the time? You say I've been slacking?
Yeah.
A couple of times.
You've been juggling
I've been traveling a lot. So,
I know.
it's getting his episodes out on time has been a little bit of struggle. But my New Year's resolution We're going to get them all out by Tuesday, and then hopefully some extra sugars by Friday,
There you go.
a couple times a week. But anyway, it's busy. I'm busy.
I know you are.
Yeah, this podcast doesn't make me
You're
any
too
money. I
busy
gotta
to
make.
even
I gotta do my
answer
regular
me
job
sometimes.
I know. I'm sorry, but anyway, we would love to have you a member of our Patreon. We have some coaching and profile review options on there. The community chat's a lot of fun. That's my favorite part. Members get to go in there and talk about. They can post anything they want, and sometimes things get a little spicy. Sometimes the subjects have nothing to do with sugar dating, which I actually enjoy those sometimes.
Yeah.
Just life, people asking things about different things. So go to Patreon. I'll put a link to it at the bottom of this episode. It's also on our website, easy to find, patreon.com/Secrets of a Sugar Daddy podcast. All right, anything else we need to plug before we get to our special guest today? I'm excited about this one. I actually tossed and turned last night about all the stuff, things I was going to bring up with this sugar baby.
Oh, no.
All right, we ready?
Put on your seatbelt, Alejandra.
All right. Welcome, Alejandra, back to the show. How are you?
I am doing wonderful.
So you're
Marcus.
out of school, so you had some free time. We drug you in here. First of all, we got to talk about the new and improved bustier Alejandra. How's it feel to have tatas?
It feels incredible. I'm already in love with my new girls.
Yeah, they're not quite settled yet.
No, my
They're
doctor
getting there.
did say I have to wait 3 to 6 months.
3 to 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
When can I start playing with them?
4 more weeks.
4 more weeks?
Yes.
Anyway, I get to see them occasionally. She shows them to me, sends me pictures.
Yeah.
They're-
You see them in person
Are you
too.
sending
Yeah.
unsolicited boob pics?
I am. Oh my God. I've sent so many people.
Yeah.
Boob
What do you
pics.
mean? Like other sugar daddies?
No, like girls. My girlfriends, they all want to know. They all want to, they're
well,
curious.
tell us a little bit about the surgery, because there's a lot of sugar babies out there, a lot of women who have considered having breast enhancement. Now, I know you did a lot of research and you were very nervous going into this, and your mom was trying to talk you out of it. Your mom and I actually took you to the surgery, and we sat there together while you got this. You have the greatest mom in the world, and she helped
I
take care of
do.
you during this whole process. Tell us about some of the things that maybe you were nervous about, some of the research you did, and why you think you got the best thing that you could.
The best doctor.
Yeah?
So I had 4 consultations, and I feel like the first 2 were really good. The first one, I liked that he was very conservative. He didn't ask questions as in what I wanted. He was more like, he measured me, and he's like, this is how much cc's I would put in you.
I went to these consultations with you, and I'm a little bit surprised and disturbed on all the different opinions and recommendations that you got. None of
too.
them were exactly the same.
And that's the reason I was so nervous. Like, who do I go to and what would be the best results? Because I do have tuberous breast,
Right.
which is like cone-shaped breast. Like, mine is more of a mild over some girls who are very like severe, especially after having kids. And I knew my breasts were special, and I needed to go to someone that specializes in girls with this, you know.
Now, if you want to look that word up, tuberous, it's in Google and it'll explain to it. But basically, I didn't know any of this, and I don't think you did either, but there's some bands or something that are naturally dissolved to let your breast form a nice round shape as you grow older, and yours never dissolved correctly.
Yeah.
So they remained a little bit cone-shaped. And actually, I hear it's kind of common.
It is very common.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things I did not like about my breast. And I also, they were pretty small, and I needed more volume and wanted more perkier boobs so I can dress them up. And
Yeah.
so going down back to my doctor, I knew in advance that I wanted to go to Dr. Benjamin. He's here in Scottsdale. And one of my girlfriends got them done by him. And she had a really good recovery because he does a fast, rapid recovery. And not so many surgeons do that. And he also doesn't do general anesthesia. He does over like the twilight they call it. So IV.
But you were out for the whole procedure, right?
I was out, yeah. They just didn't have to paralyze my whole body and have a machine breathe for me. I was doing my own breathing. Mm-hmm. And I saved him for last just because the consultation was $500. So first I wanted to get everyone else's advice and cheaper consults.
Yeah, so the other consultations, some of them were free. Mm-hmm. So I think one of them was like $75.
Yes.
And the problem was their prices were all over the place. They were all different prices. And again, their recommendations were completely different.
They were.
It was disturbing.
Yeah, and that's why it was so stressful for me. And I did so much research. I'm on this Facebook group where all the girls get together, and there's thousands of girls wanting to get a breast augmentation, or they've already had experience and went through the journey. And you just, whatever questions you have and advice, everyone's there for you. So that's how I knew I had tuberous breast even going into these consultations. So when I did consult with Dr. Benjamin, they immediately, like, you have tuberous breast, and they educated me on. And I just knew he was the one because I felt very, very secure. His presence, the way he educated me, he has very good bedside manners. And I just knew he was the one. I just knew, yeah.
Yeah, you knew he was the one, and you knew your sugar daddy was going to pay for it.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
And
so
also,
we didn't care about the price then.
when we went to the strip club and we did our research, there were like 3 or 4 girls who got their breasts done by Dr. Benjamin. So I knew he was going to be the one.
So anyway, you're 2 weeks into recovery.
Yes.
And they're looking better and better every day.
Yes.
So, well, we're excited to reveal the new and improved Alejandra. I'm actually excited to take her shopping. I love buying cute clothes for my girl. And it's going to be a different experience.
Yeah.
We're going to get something a little more revealing, too.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, every guy, we talk about men and women being like the ultimate accessory for a man. And some people are like, oh, that's so sexist. But it's true. I can wear a nice watch. I can drive a nice car. But when you walk in with a girl that turns heads, men get so much respect for that. And it's just a fact of life, whether you like it or not. And so it's going to be fun for me to bring the beautiful, bustier Alejandra to events at my club or out on town or whatever, right? I know Trucker, he takes Lily around and he is a proud peacock with her on his arm. Absolutely.
It's funny because sometimes he tells me, yeah, that guy was totally undressing you
Right.
with his eyes the whole time we were in that restaurant. And I don't even notice.
Well, when I took you and Trucker to my country club, I mean, the heads turn as you guys walk. And what that does for Trucker is such an ego boost and it's such a confidence builder for him. It's like, yeah, I know. I got the hottest girl here. It's so
does.
fun.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something I discovered now that you have the big tatas. I didn't realize this because I'm not really one to wear white. But I looked at a couple of photos where I was wearing a white dress or a white top. Oh my God.
Yeah, it accentuates
It
it.
really accentuates. So yeah, if you really want to be a showstopper, wear something white and fitted. And yeah.
I don't have much white, so we're going to have to go shopping.
No, we're going to shopping. We're going to get you a lot of cute new clothes. So I'm excited about that.
Yes. I
Even
think
though-
we need to wait like 3-4 weeks to start shopping just because this surgical bra is not helping.
It's not sexy.
No. I have to wear like dresses or shirts that cover it. So,
Yeah. And Trucker was making fun of me because he used to take me shopping to Victoria's Secret all the time and buy me all these cute bras and underwear. And I really have, since my surgery, I'm like 8 months out or something, I have not worn a bra but about maybe 5 times. So I don't even wear all those beautiful, expensive bras anymore. They just sit in a drawer. They take up a whole entire giant drawer. And he's like, you don't even wear those. I'm like, well, I don't really need to.
Now, Alejandra, your doctor recommended you wear a bra
yes.
and not to go
That's-
braless.
Well, that's because mine is over the muscle. It's so fascial. It's not under the muscle.
Yeah.
So I don't have that extra support.
Now, tell us about that because you wavered between going under, over. We had different doctors talking about whether you should go under, over, and recommendations on that. Were you happy that you went over the muscle?
Yes.
Yeah. Why?
Well, my lifestyle, especially at work, I deal with lifting patients and lifting heavy machines for surgery and moving things. So I knew that going under the muscle, you can have animation deformity. So every time that you activate your pec muscles, your implant moves up.
Oh.
And I just didn't want to go through that. And then also, Dr. Benjamin mentioned to me that I have very tight pec muscles. So in the future, I could probably have lateral displacement where your implant goes to the side because of your muscles being so tight and strong, it pushes them. So I had already a big gap between my breasts. And with doing the implant over the muscle, it was better cleavage for me.
Oh,
Yes.
That's interesting. Now, I know you want babies someday. Are you going to be able to breastfeed?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice. I never had to worry about that because I got my first set 21 years ago, and it was after I'd already had my kid and breastfed. And then this set, I'm not going to be breastfeeding anybody except Trucker. So I think we're safe.
Breastfeeding trucker.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
No, that was definitely a concern for me. And another one was mammograms.
Yes, I just had one.
Oh, you did? How was your
Yeah.
experience?
It was good. The lady who did mine was really super good. It was my first one with my new implants. And the only thing that's uncomfortable is when you get a mammogram with breast implants, they have to kind of pull it out. I don't know how they'll do it. Mine are under the muscle. So it might be a little easier with yours being over the muscle.
It's actually harder.
Is it? They have to
Yes.
kind of pull it away and then squeeze you down into the machine so they can get a good image of what's underneath the implant.
Oh, yeah. I went to shadow some mammogram techs, and they prefer girls who have under the muscle because it's easier to detect any overs.
Oh.
But I don't have any family who's ever had breast cancer. So I'm like, oh, I think my percentage is pretty small.
Nice.
So I would take the risk.
All right. Well, there's the update on the new and improved
It's a lot of boob talk.
It is.
Alejandra. Well, you want to talk about something interesting? I actually just got off of a meet and greet that Alejandra and Lilly sat in for, kind of.
That's the espionage part.
Yeah. So there was a girl that I met on Seeking, and she had some clients that she was supposed to consult with this afternoon. And she was like, well, can we meet for breakfast or lunch? So I set up a lunch date. And since Alejandra was coming to be on the show and Lily likes to grab lunch beforehand sometimes, I said, why don't you guys you sit near us? And that will be very interesting. And then we can talk about the meet and greet. So Alejandra, I know you and I have been seeing each other for 2.5 years. You know, just to give people a recap, we were open for like a year, then we went exclusive for about 6 to 7 months, and then we opened it back up. And you've been seeing a few different men, and I've been seeing a few different women. But this was a new one. What did you think of the whole meet and greet process? Coming from it from a whole different angle.
I was pretty excited.
You
I
were?
love to role play.
Yeah, you do love to role play.
So for me, this was like a role playing. Like I'm a stranger to you. Mm-hmm. And I get to see you from far away and observe how you flirt. And what I found out is that you don't have wandering eyes, or you just didn't want to
You know what's funny
watch us.
is you've scolded me about the wandering eyes, and I've tried to improve on that.
Good for
Because
you.
when you and I met, that was one of your big complaints, is that I was looking everywhere but at you.
Yes,
And it's just
the whole
a nervous
time.
habit that I didn't realize I was doing.
Correct.
Yeah. So I've tried to improve on that.
No, you did.
Yeah. So this time I focused. And you know what's also helped is that MITT training that you and I went through, that leadership training or self-improvement training that we went through a year ago.
Yes.
That Kimmy paid for or that gave me as a Christmas gift. Mm-hmm. You know, we talked about that in an episode right after we did it, and we were a little skeptical going into it. You were really excited about going into it. Me, I was very skeptical, as is Lily. But you and I did it, and I found a lot of improvement and things that I think about even to this day.
What from your MITT training was applicable to your meet and greet today?
So we had to do things that were uncomfortable. And one of them was like stare right into the eyes directly across from this stranger. And then you had to hug them. There was a lot of hugging going on. Just things that I'm not comfortable with strangers. But one of them was just like staring them in the eyes.
Did you hug your meet and greet?
Well, yeah, I hugged her. Why wouldn't I hug her?
I don't know.
You didn't see me hug her?
I did not.
Well, when she first got there, I gave her a hug, and then she sat down.
I noticed.
Yeah, then I gave her a hug. Obviously, I didn't do anything other physical. Didn't kiss her or anything as she left.
Well, it was kind of easier, I think, for Alejandra and I to be incognito and for her to not actually know that we were observing this meet and greet because her back was to us.
Right.
Oh, true.
And,
That's the other reason I kept my eyes.
Marcus is facing us, so I'm just waiting for him to be staring over at us or feeling awkward or looking
That's why
sheepish.
I didn't look at you guys.
But
No
he
wonder
didn't.
you had great eye contact with her.
Yeah, because I looked over at Alejandra a couple times, and she kept giving me a face, and I'm like, well, I'm done with that.
I was throwing kisses at you.
Yeah, and I'm like, nope.
I was just trying to be cute and blow kisses.
So what did you think of the girl? She dressed appropriately. It
She
was
was
nice.
cute.
Yeah, she was
She
cute.
dressed up for the date. I like that.
Yeah. Great conversation. She's very intelligent.
Good.
Yeah. So it was a nice balanced conversation.
We like that.
At the end of the lunch, she told me that she wanted to see me again. I didn't even say anything, and she's like, "Hope to see you again." So that was kind of nice.
And what did you say? That can be arranged.
Yeah, we'll be in touch. Yeah, we'll be in touch. I don't know if I'll go out with her again, but maybe. There was no red flags. The only problem was she's dealing with some health issues that might prevent her from being able to go out on dates when I want to go out on them. So just have to be aware of that. But otherwise, no, she was really sharp. She actually has I think a master's degree in sociology or something and human behavior, which very intelligent person. It just goes to show you these are not dumb 21-year-old girls just trying to get money from an old man.
Well, and if she listens to the show, I don't want her to think we were there to judge her or anything weird like that. Honestly, Alejandra had to ride here with Marcus, and so she invited me to come have lunch with her, and we had plenty to talk about. We weren't just laser focused on what were they doing.
Right.
We actually decided to FaceTime Kimmy.
Yeah.
While we were sitting there.
A lot of new dirt, a lot of new tea from Kimmy.
Yeah, that girl.
Gosh, I wish we could have her on the show soon.
I told her, we have got to do an episode with you because so much happens to her constantly. She is all over the country, all over the world, having all these great experiences
Meeting
and opportunities.
billionaires.
Yeah.
She keeps meeting billionaires.
Yeah. Yep.
It's unreal.
That's Kimmy.
Yeah.
She's a billionaire magnet.
She really is.
Yeah. She looked great. She was just as perky and happy as she always is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was good to talk to her. I hadn't talked to her in a while.
Now, is she still on Seeking?
I don't know.
Did she say or
I
no?
doubt it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, she's got so much on her
Once
plate.
upon a time, she sent me this link to this exclusive dating site where you have to be chosen or selected. Like they really, really vet you hard. But
or referred.
Yeah.
Like a referral.
Yeah, one of the ways that you can't even be considered unless you refer, I don't know, like 3 or 5 other people. So she sent me a referral. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I have no need to do that. But yeah, so she might be on something like that. I'm not sure.
Well, let's talk about a couple of the other girls that I've met over the last couple weeks. This has kind of been interesting. I've got like 3 stories, and Alejandra.
I want to hear about Alejandra's other sugar daddies.
Oh, we're going to get to them too.
'Kay, so let's-
definitely coming up with that. So stay tuned for that. But I met a girl who, and I think I talked about this in another episode, and I was going to get in deeper, but like in an extra sugar, but let's just talk about it. So she used somebody else's photo, and when I showed up she didn't declare that or warn me of that, I immediately called her out on it, but I wasn't upset because she was as good or better than the photos she used. So
Catfishing photos.
if you're going to do that, make sure you choose somebody that's close to what you look like and that you can hold your own to that photo.
And she had a really good reason for using someone else's photos. She really needs discretion with her career, right?
Yeah. Yeah. She has a job, a sales job where she's out in the public, and yeah, she just didn't want to put her real photos on that. To this day, I still don't even have a single photo of her. I need to like snap one somehow if I ever see her again.
Ask her to send you one.
But here's the problem. So the very first meet and greet was basically me asking her questions and her answering, which is fine. It means I control the conversation. But after a while, I run out of questions to ask her. So it went okay. And then I decided to see her again because, well, to be honest with you, she's like a 9 out of 10 on the look scale and the body scale.
She's a smoke show?
She is absolutely a smoke show. So I thought, yeah, the personality was a little bit tough to mesh with, which actually makes me appreciate Alejandra even more when I go back home or see her again. I'm like, oh, somebody I can actually have a conversation with is really nice. So that's one thing about being in an open relationship. It does make you appreciate your partner even better for the most part, at least for me. So anyway, I gave her a second opportunity and we went out and the conversation did flow better. And we laughed a lot more and it was more loose, but it was still me asking her questions and her answering and talking about those. Now, she did go into more depth on the questions and she finally revealed her first name, but she would not tell me her age. She would not tell me her last name, which is fine. But she did tell me where she works and I was able to verify that. So I may be able to skip trace her through like LinkedIn or something or as an employee of this company if I want to go that deep and find out more about her. I don't really think I even want to go that far at this point because I think I'm done.
Well, it sounds like she's very guarded. And if she listens to this podcast, she's going to be like, dear God, he's trying to stalk me.
No, but you know what? This stuff I told her right up front. I'm very upfront about it. But the problem is, still, it was a whole one-sided conversation.
Yeah,
she knows nothing about me.
That's rough.
It just did not flow at all. And I think here's the issue.
It wasn't as bad as talking to the Ponderosa pine tree, though.
But I think here's the issue with dating on like a 9 or a 10. They're so used to men fawning over them, giving them anything they want, not having to have the social skills and the back and forth that they need to carry on an actual conversation because they just have men throwing themselves at them all the time. I think that can be a curse for a lot of girls because they just don't develop the skills. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out because she was certainly nice enough, sweet, definitely took care of herself. She's definitely had some enhancements, front and back.
She just wasn't a conversationalist.
Just has not developed the conversational skills. Now, English is a second language, and I thought, well, maybe that's the issue, but no.
What's her first language?
She's from Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And she's also new to the site. So maybe that's
fairly new, yeah. So, I don't know. So that's the second date update on that one. Then another girl that I've met, we had great conversation, like fantastic. We met at Hula's and we had some great appetizers and drinks. Shut that place down.
Did you get the ceviche?
Yeah, of course I did.
Oh God, that's my favorite. I'm craving
everything.
it.
I know it's so good. I got the Hawaiian ceviche, which is a whitefish ceviche, and then I got the crispy coconut shrimp rolls.
Oh yeah.
Oh, those are fun with the dipping sauce. Love those. And then of course my favorite drink there is the painkiller.
Yep.
I had 3 painkillers. Now I'll tell you what, one puts me under the bus. I had 3 of them. They were closing and we went over to the Beverly. It was a Monday night.
You had at least one painkiller right before I asked you to hire me.
That's probably right.
You did. And I was like, this is my moment to ask for a job.
I'll say yes about anything at that point. So then we go over to the Beverly,
Noted.
and it's industry night there. Now, if you don't know what industry night it means anybody that's in the bar business or the restaurant business, they get a special discount. and the place was packed. We shut that thing down at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, and we were drinking so much, and the conversations were great. We flirted. She was very touchy-feely. She even spent the night. We were both so drunk, though, we couldn't really do much. We were both just plastered.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
Exactly.
Allegedly, there was no banging.
So anyway, at some
Only
point,
half.
at some point during the drunken fest at the Beverly, we decided to go to the Zach Bryan concert in Glendale, Arizona. I bought suite tickets for that, and we ended up going out the next night. Had a great time again, a lot of fun. I dropped her off at her house, and I went to mine. She said she was going to come over, but then she passed out at her house and never came over, which didn't surprise me. Ended up going to bed alone, but it was fun. And then conversation has just been hit and miss since then. It's just gone hot and cold, and then now it's very cold, and I don't know. I think it's over. So, which is fine. Like, I'm not heartbroken. I'm just confused, right? Because obviously I have a really good one, but
Maybe you're a little heartbroken.
no, I'm confused. You're winking at me.
No, she was winking at me.
Yeah. I was
Well, she was winking. Yeah, I mean, Alejandra's
When
like,
someone tells you
yeah.
it does not bother them, it means it bothers them.
No, I'm just bringing it up because it happens to men all the time.
Are you feeling rejected?
I think he is.
No, I'm feeling confused. So Alejandra
Rejection
says,
is confusion.
so Alejandra says, look, you've texted her twice.
3 times.
What?
You messaged her 3 times.
With no response?
You've been looking at my phone?
No. But you tell me. You're
Yeah.
the one that communicates
So anyway,
with me.
with no response, that's it. You just leave it, and then there's nowhere else to go from there. So if they want to reach out, they reach out.
They will. And I think she will. Like, she
Maybe.
had a good time with you.
I mean, they always come back, right?
They
do because
Just
they
eventually.
because she's going to eventually
And she's
remember
going through a lot
what a
right
great
now.
time. Yeah, that's true. But Alejandra does that a lot to guys too. They'll text you, and then you won't answer them. They'll text you again, you won't answer. Text you again, you won't answer, and then
Yes.
eventually you answer them.
Yes. Which is why I advise you. I'm like, stop messaging her.
Yeah,
Give her
yeah.
her space, and
Right.
she will come back when she's ready.
Yeah. So
She will think of you.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's the status on that one.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
Then I have another really funny story that I didn't tell Alejandra about immediately, but
I found out
But fuck, she found out because somebody
because I always do.
likes to go through my phone at 1:30 in the morning. It's amazing how I'm taking care of Alejandra. I'm helping her out of bed. I'm helping her. But second night out of surgery, she found her way out of bed onto my phone at 1:30
Oh
in the
my
morning.
God, I was in so much pain
I
that
was
night.
like, how the hell did she get out of bed and grab my phone at 1:30 in the morning?
It wasn't 1:30.
Oh, it
it was
was?
like it was not. It was like 2:30.
Okay, 2:30.
And I could not go back to sleep after that. I was in so much pain.
Yeah. So anyway, I've told you guys a story about this girl in like 2021 who messaged me from her real number. I was able to look it up. I got her full name, her address, social media. I verified that she was real. And then I show up at the bar. I said, hey, I'm here. Nothing. Hey, are you coming? Nothing. Completely ghosted me. Never heard from her again for years.
Okay.
Then I see her on the site again. She messages me on the site years later, like the summer, so 3 years later. And it came up the same phone number. And I had record of our past conversations, although I didn't mention any. I was like, this damn girl is the one who ghosted me.
Yeah.
But here she has messaged me again. I'm gonna act like I don't know anything about it because obviously she doesn't remember. So again, we set up a date. I show up, nothing.
She ghosted you twice. I remember this story.
Yeah, she ghosted me twice. I'm like, what the fuck? Somebody is messing with me. I don't understand because I was able to verify this is a real person. So then she messages me again like a month or two later on Seeking, like she's never talked to me. And she gives me a different phone number. Or she messages me from a different phone number.
But
now.
her photos were the same?
Yeah. It's really weird.
Maybe she smartened up and got a Google Voice number.
Yeah. So the second time, this number didn't come up. It was a Google Voice number. Exactly. So I'm like, whatever. And she's like, oh my God, yeah, let's meet Friday night. And this is the day that Alejandra had her surgery. So I didn't want to really, and I didn't think this girl was ever going to show up. Matter of fact, I'd already showered, gotten dressed because I was going to go to the casino and play poker. And she's like, okay, I'm on my way. She said, well, where do you want to meet? I go, I'll just come to my house. Like, we'll have some drinks in my house. I'm not going out anywhere to meet this girl. She's already ghosted me twice. She goes, okay, I'm on my way. And I'm like, is this girl actually going to show up? No fucking way. This girl shows up to my house. Sure enough, right on time, 7 o'clock, she pulls into my driveway. And now I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do now? She's here. I haven't told Alejandra about this. I was just messing with her. I didn't think she was going to show up. So I'm kind of peeking out my window. And sure enough, she gets out of her car and she's fat. And she's not attractive at all. Now, the pictures she sent me years ago were very attractive. But she is definitely
So it's the same girl, but just
40 to 50 pounds heavier than those photos.
do you answer the door?
Yes, I answered the door. I'm like, holy shit. So I answer the door.
It's just more cushion for the pushing.
Oh my God. And now I've got a girl in my house that I don't want in my house. I'm ready to get out of there, go play poker, something a little bit more productive. So we have a couple drinks, and within 3 minutes, I go, you know what? Can you explain this to me? And I showed her the text, and I was like, we talked back in 2021, and you completely ghosted me. And she goes, oh, wow, I don't know why I would have done that. Well, not only did you do it in 2021, you did it to me this summer. Oh, I am so sorry. I don't know. I get nervous, and I'm like, yeah, I honestly didn't think you were going to show up here. That's why I said, just come to my house and we'll have drinks. And you showed up. Well, anyway, chatted for a little bit. She told me a little about herself. I'm just looking at her going, how do I get this girl out of my house?
What was her personality like?
It
Stop
was-
fat shaming and tell us if she was at least.
It was okay, but I couldn't get past the part where she'd already done me dirty a couple times and that she
Yeah.
was not attractive.
Yeah. Well,
So what do you do at that point? What do you do?
go to the casino.
I did. Oh, to top this off, Alejandra FaceTimes me while she's there.
Did you answer?
Actually, I think you FaceTime me.
Or did I FaceTime you?
You FaceTime me at
Maybe I did.
7,
Yeah.
and she was there.
She was there already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you never said anything.
Well, you had just had surgery. I didn't think she was going to show up. So that put me in a very embarrassing spot. So even though we're in an open relationship and we vowed to each other to always be honest and tell each other about everything, I hadn't told her about it, which I got in big trouble later when she found out.
I gave him a whole week to
Yeah,
be honest with
she
me.
She knew. Well, I'd forgotten about it, and
What did I say? I said, you never told me about that girl. He goes, what girl? I've told you about every girl. I'm like,
which I had, every girl but her.
no, think hard. Which girl have you met and came to your house that you have not told me about? And then he's like thinking really hard. Oh, he goes, first of all, how do you know? I'm like, no, first of all, why are you hiding that from me?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So that's a little update from that disaster. So basically, I gave her a couple $100 and said, hey, I'm headed to the casino. I didn't really think you were going to show up. Nice meeting you. See you never. I didn't say that, but she texted me. She goes, I'm going to text you my real number, then maybe we can hang out when you have more time. And I'm like, never. Not going to happen.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she actually showed up. Can you believe it?
No.
I can't either. And I'm glad Alejandra found out because I wanted to talk about this and tell you guys this crazy ass story. But anyway.
Now let's talk about your sugar daddies.
Yeah, so-
what do you got going on?
Alejandra hasn't been silent at home, but she's definitely been an active girl.
Well, probably not since surgery, but
Yeah, I'm out of.
Au contraire, mon frère.
really, you've been on some dates since surgery?
Well,
Multiple dates.
just 2.
That's multiple.
True.
More than one.
Okay, so yeah, I have another sugar daddy that I see once a week. And how long have we been seeing each other?
For a while.
2 months?
Probably longer than that.
I don't know.
Well, longer than that.
Yeah, so he's someone that, we met on Seeking, and we had our first meet and greet, and then we had a second date. And it's funny enough because him and Lily, our friends, are on Facebook. And he messaged me saying, "You went to so-and-so concert with your sugar daddy?" And I mentioned to him that I was in a open relationship. So I was honest with him from the start.
Yeah, the Sugar Bowl can get really small
Absolutely.
in the Phoenix area. So this is somebody, before I even moved to Phoenix, when I was back in my small hometown, this is somebody that I had talked to on Seeking, and we became Facebook friends, and we just had a friendly banter, but I never actually met him face to face. Timing was not good, and so I never ever even went on a meet and greet with him, but we became Facebook friends. And then before we had a chance to meet, he got into a serious relationship, and I would see him and his girl posting stuff all the time on Facebook, and I was really happy for him. And so then, of course, I'm posting stuff on Facebook of concerts I've been to, and so he's seeing my post, and he sees Alejandra in my photos, and he puts two and two together that, oh, Lily and Alejandra are friends.
Yes. So he messaged me saying, I saw you and your sugar daddy. And so I decided to give him a call and explain to him.
Oh, because he stalked my page, didn't he?
Yeah, he looked at your page and he said,
My Instagram.
You mentioned to me you had a partner, but it's different when you see it and, in person. And he has so many pictures of you traveling, and I can tell that he really likes you. And he's treating you so well. Why are you on the site? And I'm like, first of all, it's not up to me. It was something that we kind of discussed in the past, that we tried exclusivity and it didn't work. If it was up to me, I would definitely take monogamy. But I do have someone great. It's just that if he's going to be open, then I'm going to be open.
Oh, and
Make
she's
it fair.
open. She's open.
So, I asked him, I said, now that I told him about the podcast, I laid everything out to him, how it is, my life. I'm like, now 110% of my life. Do you still want to continue to see me? And he said, yes. Okay. So we decided to continue seeing each other. We've been seeing each other for, 2-3 months. And yeah, we have a really great connection. He's a special person, and most of the people that will be coming to the next party.
Now, wait a minute. You guys have been seeing each other definitely before Sugarpalooza 5, because he wanted to come to that.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
You going to let him come to Sugarpalooza 6?
Yes, I called him today and I said,
All right.
you can come.
Okay.
And he's so excited. Yeah, he's very happy.
Yeah. Well, good.
So.
We like having more sugar days because the biggest complaint we get from the sugar babies is there's not enough men. And they'd like to meet more men. So men, get your,
And he's a good
contact
one.
us. Yeah, he's a good one.
Yeah,
I think
he's
so.
very respectful. He's a gentleman. And he's overall a sweet person.
And he tells you about the girls that he's dating and meeting. He got stood up
Yeah.
and ghosted. That all happens to us.
Yes. So he was the one who I went on a date after my surgery. And then I went on a date last night with
a Bumble guy.
non-seeker guy.
How is that?
Well, it's different because this person is someone that I have history with in the past.
Okay.
So we dated.
Before me.
Yes,
She
we've
met him
dated like
before
3
me.
years, three and a half years ago. And he was in a committed relationship, and that was the reason why we decided to not keep in touch anymore. And like a month ago, he reached out to me, and I'm like, oh, he's back to being single. So Marcus was going to go on a date, and I said, well, I don't have, I'm just going to stay at home alone. So why don't I ask him to take me out? And he did, and it was a nice date for sure. So
Yeah.
he knows we're in an open relationship, and he appreciated the honesty and the communication.
Now, he's young, right?
Yes, he's 31,
Yeah, and you're 27, so
28 soon.
28 soon. So the age gap is very small there compared to what it is now with you and me.
It is, and it is so strange because he's very attractive, and I'm like, I just can't date younger men. You know, if he was to come to me in 10 years, that would be
Different story,
perfect. Yes.
What does he do professionally?
I asked her that,
programmer.
and she doesn't even know.
What did you say?
He's a programmer
Oh, a
for
programmer.
the state. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you didn't even know before you went on the date.
Well, he has a new job ever since we.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So were there any of the old sparks there?
You know, nothing has changed. So I really admire his work ethic and his ambition to better himself. So we do have a lot of things that we like, hiking and reading, but I don't know. It's just, I did tell him, because he did ask, is there any space for anyone to be serious with you? And I said, well, that's going to be a little tough because I'm already getting provided for and treated the way that I want, except that I do want marriage and I do want kids. And if someone wants to provide that for me and be that person, then I would be open to that. But it would take a lot because I'm like, I do have high standards.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
So is there anyone else you're seeing?
No, just us. Well, just
I mean,
Jared.
guys hit her on the
Yeah.
up on the site all the time. She has a ton of messages. Matter of fact, she logged into sugardaddy.com/secret benefits today. I don't know.
Yeah, like
you had
the
quite a
last
few
2 days,
messages on
yeah.
there.
Yeah, seeking. I had a lot of messages. I need to go through all of them and just.
One guy wanted to take you to Maple and Ash, and
Oh yeah.
you're like, "Hey, I think I'm going to take him up on this," but it was like last week.
I'm like, should I cancel my date tonight and go
Yeah.
with it?
You're like, "Wait a minute, this message was last week."
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty happy where I'm at in life.
Yeah, and you're being provided for. Matter of fact, Alejandra is at the point now where she's got some money in the bank and she's investing it. And she's trying to make her money work for her, which is very smart.
Yes.
Yeah. And she has some goals and she's not out there frivolously spending it on purses and other things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, my next goal is to buy a house or a condo.
Yeah. So you
Save money.
save money,
Invest.
and that's a good goal. I mean, your car is 100% paid for, which
Yes.
is nice. Your school is 100% paid for because
One last semester.
you got a sugar daddy paying for that. And it's actually not that expensive. What was your bill? $1,200 this month?
Yeah.
Or for this next semester?
For the next semester.
Yeah,
My
so-
last semester.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. She's doing fine.
Yeah.
She's a go-getter.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the update there. I guess I had one other meet and greet too that was kind of interesting we hadn't touched on. I kind of mentioned it in the last episode, but I met this girl. She's 48, and she had dated an NFL football player when she was younger. She's out there, but what you were talking about, the Sugar Bowl being kind of small. So she met and was thinking about getting into an arrangement with a guy that Kimmy had met when she first got here. Very good looking, extremely wealthy.
Is it the guy that goes around and gives everybody STDs?
Allegedly.
Oh, yeah. That
So
guy.
I warned her. I was like, "Oh, I don't know him personally, but I wouldn't recommend you pursuing that." And she was like, "Oh, are you kidding me?" Like he actually was like a few years younger than her, but he has a lot to offer, right?
He's
But-
very handsome, but
Yeah,
from what I've heard from multiple sources.
allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so the Sugar Bowl can be small, and we're in a huge city. Like, we're the 5th largest city in America. Our scene here is very active, new people coming and going all the time. But I want to get in touch with your guy, Jalen,
Yes.
and compare notes.
I know. I want you guys
Because-
to go out for drinks.
Yeah, because when you're saying, "Oh, this girl ghosted him," I'm like, "Show me what girl. Let me see if it's the same one that ghosted me, or whatever, right?"
Well, when we go on our dates, he listens to the podcast.
Oh,
and
yeah?
He's like, oh my God, I feel like I went out with this girl and I know for sure Marcus has seen her or date her in the past.
Well, I see some girls have been on there since I first joined back in 2016. The same girls. Oh my gosh. I got to tell you about this one. So I met this girl in 2018. I really liked her. We had a lot of fun. And then she just started getting really short. After like a month, she started getting short with me, and then basically she just blew me off. And it hurt. I was really liking her. And so I just abandoned that whole idea of her. And then she contacts me like a year later. Hey, how are you? Hadn't talked to you in a while. I'd love to see you again. So I kind of brought it up the next time we went out. I go, yeah, I don't know what happened. She goes, oh, sorry. Yeah, I started seeing somebody. But anyway, that's over. And I could understand a little bit, right? So anyway, again, we had a decent time. But I started noticing that she had some tendencies, mental issue tendencies. I think she's borderline crazy. So I didn't pursue that any further after that night. So that was like 2019. So it's been 5 years. I saw she just looked at my profile again. There was this profile that looked at mine, so I clicked on it. And she has done so much plastic surgery on her face. She was almost unrecognizable. Horrible.
Oh,
horrible.
Botched
Plastic surgery. Her eyebrows were crazy. Her cheekbones were different. Her lips were overdone. I'm just like, okay, yeah, she's got, what do they call that, body dysmorphia or whatever?
Yeah.
Where she just thinks she has to have all this surgery. She was really attractive and good looking when I first met her, but for some reason has gotten so much plastic surgery and looks horrible. I'll show her to you after this podcast. Horrible.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Absolutely horrible. I'll show you the pictures because I have photos of her when I met her 2018 and then here 6 years later. Oh my God. So women, you don't need that much. Maybe a nip or a tuck or something here as you age. Like she's 30, she's got to be in her upper 30s now. She put 34 on her profile, but she's probably closer to 38, 39.
I'm going to put Marcus on the hot seat right now.
All right, well, I've been on the hot seat.
You ready? So last episode, somehow the topic of marriage came up, and you said you would be open to getting married again because you found a person that could potentially be your lifetime mate, referring, of course, to Alejandra. Mm-hmm. If you guys were to get married, would you be insistent that it be an open marriage?
No, I don't think so. I don't think she would either.
Surprising.
Yeah, no, that would be, once you do the marriage thing, I don't know. I think I'd be a lot more committed. Yeah.
I just know you would have FOMO because you.
Well, I don't know. Yes. I mean, I've had a good run. So the problem is,
a good run.
Oh,
no,
goodness.
We've talked a lot about this. Alejandra and I, that's the great thing is nothing you say would be of shock to her or me because we've talked about all this. But here in my 20s, I could not get the girls that I was attracted to. In my 30s, I could not either. I settled with my ex-wife. She was attractive, but she was not really what I was looking for. But hey, it's time to get married. So we got married. I got divorced in my upper 40s, and then all of a sudden, things started changing, and I started getting the attention, and I started getting the replies, and I started getting the dates with the girls that I'd always wanted to go out with, and I'm having so much fun doing that that's where I would feel FOMO.
Yeah.
As I'm finally getting the attention that I always wanted. Now here I've been doing it for 8.5 years, 9 years. As I go on these dates and then I come back and Alejandra and I talk about it, I'm like, oh, you're such a breath of fresh air. Yeah, these girls are gorgeous and everything, but there's just nothing better than having a connection and being able to talk freely and openly without judgment to somebody, or that we just completely understand each other. So.
And for me, it is so hard to visualize Marcus and I getting married and just being monogamous. And I've talked to him and I said, if I envision us together forever, I feel like if I want to marry you, it would have to only be open because I cannot see you being.
You think I would want to be open?
Yes.
I don't know. I've never considered that. To me, marriage is very special. But you know, Amy, she got married and she's got right back on the site. As a matter of fact, she called me the other day and she's telling me about these guys she's meeting. I'm like, and your guy's good with this? She's like, oh yeah, he's going out with these girls. I'm like, you guys are married. I don't know. To me, it's just still a hard concept to wrap around.
Well,
wrap my head around.
I'm sure she told him that she was non-monogamous and that if they did get married, he'd have to understand that it would need to be an open marriage. That's why I asked the question, because I don't think an open marriage would be Alejandra's preference.
No.
But I think it would be your preference.
I don't know.
But then once the kids start coming along, I feel like it would have automatically shifted
Yeah.
to exclusive and monogamous.
Yeah.
Yes.
I definitely would probably prefer to be monogamous during marriage. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If we go that direction.
When
If.
we go that direction.
Yeah, it's a lot closer to when than if, actually, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Well,
There's a lot of things to take. We have to move in together and see how that.
But see, like, she knows, here's the problem, and this is not news to Alejandra. She knows I like my alone time. I like sleeping alone. I like just the space and the freedom I have. And so she can definitely start feeling it when she gets a little bit too clingy and a little bit too needy. And I start snapping at her.
And that is why right now I enjoy openness,
Yeah.
because when he is taking it out on me or saying no to certain things that I want to do,
Yeah.
another man is going to say yes.
Right. So she's like, hey, I'm going to go see Jalen tonight, or, I'm going to go see this other guy tonight. I'm like, okay, bye. Have fun. Let me know when you're, and then if I'm not out on a date or something, it's like, I can breathe in my own house. I can just do my own thing. I don't get too distracted. But I know it's kind of selfish of me, and I get it. But
Well, I think it's healthy to have your alone time than to always be with someone.
when my ex-wife and I were having troubles and she asked me to go sleep in the other bedroom, I loved it.
Yeah, that backfired.
Well, I felt like that actually extended our marriage
Yeah.
longer than it should have. We should have been divorced years earlier, but putting me in my own room, having my own space, we were just like housemates. I just started doing my own thing. I felt so much better.
When you started sleeping in separate rooms, do you feel like it improved your intimacy or made it worse?
Oh, there was no intimacy at that point.
There wasn't.
No,
Yeah.
that was long gone.
Yeah.
That was long gone. There was barely intimacy when we were married and sleeping together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Interesting.
yeah.
See, I wouldn't be opposed to having my own room, because I grew up where my mom and my stepdad currently sleep in separate bedrooms. So I know that,
Wait, they do?
yeah, they do.
A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
And
It surprises me because I'm such a snuggler. I need my
Well,
trucker.
I know Alejandra's a snuggler
so
too.
am I, yeah.
I kind of feel weird when I wake up and Trucker's gotten up before me. I'll go, where did he go? Oh. Yeah. But I just ding my bell.
Ding.
I have a bell.
He brings you coffee.
Yes.
Oh God,
I'm
I need to
telling
get that
you.
bell.
This guy, I'm so happy I found my Prince Charming.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
I kissed
he
all those
is.
frogs, but it paid off.
Speaking of that, we got to wrap up. Lily has got a ton of things to do. You got family coming into town. And
Oh my gosh. We're doing early Christmas because
Yeah.
we're going to be in the Caribbean
Yeah.
over the holidays.
Alejandra and I have shopping to go do. Mm-hmm. We got such stuff, man. It's going to be a busy time of year. The holidays stress me out. I'm always glad they're over. It's just so much going on. I'm just,
It's so busy.
Yeah.
I think that's another reason Trucker likes to go on vacation is so we can just chill and relax
Yeah.
and just forget all our troubles for a while and
Yeah.
all our responsibilities. And it's just the two of us.
we'll have to get an update from you when you get back, because this is the last show with you for a while.
Yep.
Till next year.
Till
The next year.
Yeah, it's
2025.
crazy. Yeah, but you guys, we want to see you at Sugarpalooza 6. If you can't even make it, at least become a Patreon member so you can see all the behind the scenes photos and videos. But we would love to meet you, have you as our guest for Sugarpalooza 6. Alejandra is excited because she loves Shakira, and it's just going to be, and her mom is going to be there.
Yep.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. And we got such a good suite, too. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Get those applications in, ladies,
Yep.
because we already have probably
Oh, man, I've got quite a few already, but we're
five,
not-
5 seats filled with just people who
well,
are shoo-ins. Like,
yeah, but I'm
Me,
not actually
Alejandra, her
making,
mom.
yeah. But we're not actually selecting people for a little bit, but you definitely, the earlier you get it in, it seems like you're a little bit higher on the totem pole when it
Yeah.
comes to selecting. The problem is, I always get flooded at the last minute with so many applications, and then I'm regretting that I can't invite all these last applications. So don't wait. Just block off or make sure that you're
Don't
free
delay.
June 21st through the 23rd. Yeah.
Yes, not February. I got confused and
Yeah, you sent me an invite.
I
to
made a calendar event for
Shakira-
Shakira in February.
Yeah, and I'm like, Lily,
I wish.
those blonde roots are coming out pretty strong.
And then one of our potential sugar daddies, I sent him the same dates in February. He's like, isn't that too soon? I'm like, oh God, yes, it's not till June. Thank the Lord it's not till June.
Yeah, you need time to prepare.
Right.
Yeah.
Mentally prepare.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Alejandra, for coming and talking about your escapades,
Thank you guys for having me.
telling us about your new tatas.
Yes.
Look forward to the development of those.
Me too.
All right. Well, if you guys want to share your crazy sugar dating stories, we'd always love to hear it. If you want to be on the show, get in touch with us at secretsofasugardaddy.com. And again, we'd love to have you as a part of our family at patreon.com/Secrets of a Sugar Daddy podcast. All right, Lily, have a safe trip.
I shall.
And
I'm going to tell Trucker to brush up on his OMG yes techniques.
Oh, that's another thing. Yeah. If you want to click on the program that will change your girl's life, go to our website and click on OMG Yes and purchase that. That's a good present, too.
He'll only be so happy to refresh. He loves vaginas.
You know, I think I'm going to view that one this week, too. I need to refresh my memory. Alejandra will like that, won't you?
Yeah, I do. Mm-hmm. I think I need to refresh as well.
All right, we got to go. Until next time, bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to connect or even be on the show, we'd love to hear from you at secretsofasugardaddy.com.